What kind of music was that?
I don't know, man. Don't look at me. I
I
didn't
didn't know what that was. Now, these are real things. A special way.
Jay Leno, at 75, is a name synonymous with laughter, late-night television, and tireless dedication to his craft. For decades, he brought joy to millions through his quick wit, impeccable timing, and unpretentious charm. Yet, beyond the bright lights of The Tonight Show and the roar of studio audiences, Leno's life has been marked by profound personal trials, quiet resilience, and an enduring devotion that defines him just as much as his career. Growing up in New Rochelle, New York, Jay was the son of Catherine, a Scottish-born homemaker, and Angelo, an Italian-American insurance salesman. Their household was a blend of cultures, values, and hardworking ethics that would shape Jay into the man he became. He shared his early years with his older brother, Patrick, who later became a lawyer and a Vietnam veteran, before passing away in 2002. From childhood, Jay demonstrated a mischievous spark and a natural affinity for humor, always seeking ways to make people laugh. It was clear even then that he had the innate ability to connect with others, a skill that would propel him into comedy. Attending Andover High School, he discovered early on that laughter could bridge gaps and open doors. His first job at a local McDonald's, slicing potatoes and serving fries, unexpectedly became a launching pad for his comedic career. During a company talent contest, Jay realized the profound impact of his gift. The thrill of making people laugh, even in a small, local setting, ignited a passion that would define his professional life. Determined to follow this calling, he performed at coffee houses and clubs while studying speech therapy at Emerson College, graduating in 1973. Armed with talent, ambition, and a dream, Jay packed his bags and moved west to Los Angeles, stepping into the uncertain world of stand-up comedy, where success required persistence, resilience, and the courage to face rejection over and over again. The early years were a delicate mix of small TV roles, auditions, and stand-up gigs. Jay opened for stars like Tom Jones and Johnny Mathis, learning the art of timing, stage presence, and audience engagement. Each performance, each small opportunity, became a stepping stone toward the iconic career that awaited him. He made his first Tonight Show appearance in 1977, a milestone for any aspiring comedian, solidifying his belief that he belonged on the stage. But the road ahead was long, filled with ups and downs, career setbacks, and moments of self-doubt. The 1980s saw Jay navigating guest spots on sitcoms and minor film roles, each experience adding layers to his craft. Though recognition was slow, his dedication never wavered, and every small triumph reinforced his determination to succeed. Jay Leno's journey to becoming one of America's most beloved comedians was defined by patience, perseverance, and a steady climb through the competitive world of stand-up and television. In the late 1980s, Jay began stepping in as guest host for Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show, an opportunity that would prove transformative. Filling Carson's shoes was no small feat. The legendary host was beloved by millions, and the audience's expectations were immense. Yet, Jay handled the challenge with his trademark warmth, intelligence, and relatability. He blended blue-collar humor with a gentle, unassuming charm, gradually winning over viewers and building trust with an audience that had grown accustomed to Carson's presence. When Carson retired in 1992, the stage was set for a new era of late-night television. Two prominent figures, Jay Leno and David Letterman, were poised to take over, each bringing a distinct style and appeal. Many expected Letterman, the unconventional, witty host, to inherit the Tonight Show mantle. However, NBC chose Leno, a decision that sparked what would later be called the Late Night Wars, a period defined by competition, controversy, and intense media scrutiny. During this time, Jay remained focused, letting his craft speak for itself, while navigating the pressures of ratings, public opinion, and behind-the-scenes tension. His dedication to comedy and his audience, combined with a relentless work ethic, allowed him to endure, eventually emerging as the undisputed king of late-night television. Yet, the victories were not without sacrifice. The intense schedule, the constant travel, and the personal toll of fame were ongoing challenges that Jay bore quietly, often masking the pressures behind his signature smile. This period of his life demonstrates a rare blend of resilience and humility, a balance that few entertainers achieve, and one that allowed Jay to connect deeply with both colleagues and viewers alike. While Jay's career soared, another story quietly unfolded, one that would shape his life in ways that fame never could. In the mid-1970s, amidst the smoky lights of comedy clubs in Los Angeles, Jay noticed a young woman in the front row. Her laughter was sincere, bright, and unmistakably genuine. Her name was Mavis Elizabeth Nicholson, a writer from San Francisco with a sharp wit and a keen intellect. Their first encounter, sparked by a simple conversation after a set, blossomed into a deep and enduring relationship. For years later, Jay proposed, and they married in 1980 in a small, private ceremony. Their love was built on respect, understanding, and partnership, rather than spectacle or social expectation. Mavis, a proud feminist, had once vowed never to marry, influenced by the restrictive portrayals of women in classic sitcoms like The Honeymooners. But Jay's kindness, patience, and genuine regard for her independence changed her perspective, proving that a relationship could be equal, supportive, and deeply loving. Together, they balanced their individual pursuits, Jay's demanding comedy career and Mavis's passionate activism for women's rights and human rights in conflict zones. Their marriage, forged in mutual respect and shared purpose, became a quiet cornerstone of Jay's life, providing stability amid the chaos of fame and public scrutiny. Over the decades, their partnership endured pressures that might have overwhelmed lesser bonds, from the challenges of late-night television to personal tragedies and unforeseen health crises. Theirs is a story of love not defined by glamour or wealth, but by shared values, loyalty, and devotion, a story that would later prove its depth in the face of life-altering challenges. Even as Jay Leno reached the pinnacle of his career, life was not without profound personal challenges. In 1994, within a single year, he experienced the heartbreaking loss of both of his parents to cancer. Angelo, his father, had been a guiding force, instilling in Jay the values of hard work, humility, and integrity. Catherine, his mother, had nurtured his creativity, supporting his love for humor and helping shape his early worldview. Losing both parents within such a short period was an emotional blow, one that left Jay grappling with grief while still maintaining a public persona that demanded charm, wit, and composure. Less than a decade later, tragedy struck again when his only sibling, Patrick, was diagnosed with cancer and passed away in 2002 at the age of 62. The loss of his brother compounded the sorrow of losing his parents, creating a period of profound emotional vulnerability. Despite the intensity of grief, Jay found solace and purpose in his work. Comedy became both a shield and a lifeline, a way to honor the lessons of his family, while continuing to connect with audiences who depended on his humor for relief and entertainment. On The Tonight Show, he occasionally shared personal reflections about his father, Angelo, recalling lessons about dignity, respect, and empathy that had shaped him from childhood. Through these moments, viewers glimpsed the man behind the laughter, a person who had endured immense sorrow yet remained committed to sharing joy with others. Jay's experiences during these years highlight a central theme in his life: resilience. He faced not only public challenges, from the pressures of ratings to competition with fellow comedians, but also deeply private ones that tested his emotional strength. The ability to carry on, to continue performing while carrying the weight of personal loss, underscores the quiet fortitude that has defined him for decades. Jay Leno's path to late-night dominance was anything but straightforward. Even after becoming the host of The Tonight Show, he faced obstacles that tested his patience, integrity, and perseverance. Among the most notable challenges was the late-night wars, a period of intense rivalry, media speculation, and public scrutiny involving David Letterman and, later, Conan O'Brien. These conflicts were more than professional. They were deeply personal, placing Jay at the center of a media storm that examined every decision, every joke, and every contract negotiation. One of the most controversial moments came in 2007 during the Hollywood writers' strike. Accusations arose that Jay had crossed the picket line by writing his own monologues, a claim that threatened both his reputation and career. While NBC and Jay maintained that there had been an understanding with the Writer Guild of America, the Guild initially denied it, forcing Jay to appear before hearings to defend his actions. These were tense times that could have derailed even the most seasoned performer, but Jay emerged with his integrity intact. Later, in 2009, he faced a personal health crisis when he was suddenly hospitalized with an undisclosed illness, forcing him to cancel episodes of The Tonight Show for only the second time in 17 years. Fans feared the worst, but Jay recovered quickly, attributing the incident to exhaustion, a quiet reminder that even the man who seemed unstoppable had limits. During this period, Jay also made a bold move with The Jay Leno Show, an ambitious primetime experiment that demonstrated his willingness to innovate and take risks. While the show struggled with ratings and the television landscape proved unforgiving, Jay's determination to evolve without abandoning his principles illustrated the resilience and adaptability that had characterized his entire career. These professional trials, interwoven with his personal hardships, reveal a man who balances ambition with empathy, humor with humility, and success with unwavering personal integrity. While Jay navigated career highs and public controversies, a deeply personal chapter was unfolding at home. His wife, Mavis Elizabeth Nicholson, had been his partner for over 4 decades, offering wisdom, grounding, and unwavering love. Together, they built a life marked by mutual respect and shared purpose, balancing Jay's demanding public career with Mavis's work in women's and human rights advocacy. Yet in 2024, life delivered its harshest blow. Mavis was diagnosed with advanced dementia. The woman who had fought passionately for others, who had stood as an equal partner to Jay through every triumph and challenge, began losing her memories. Sometimes, she could not recognize the man who had shared a lifetime with her. For Jay, this was not merely heartbreaking. It was transformative. He sought and obtained legal conservatorship to ensure her care, stepping into a role that required patience, devotion, and profound emotional strength. No longer were the bright lights and roaring applause the center of his life. Instead, his days became filled with the quiet work of caregiving, helping Mavis with basic tasks, guiding her gently through moments of confusion, and cherishing the fleeting sparks of recognition and connection. This period revealed a side of Jay unseen by the public, one that emphasizes love as action rather than performance. Despite the emotional weight, he continued to perform, maintaining a professional presence even as his private life was marked by grief and uncertainty. The contrast between his public persona, known for humor and cheer, and his private life, filled with care and sacrifice, underscores the profound duality of Jay's existence, a man who brings joy to millions, yet whose greatest devotion is reserved for one person, the woman who made his life meaningful, even as the challenges of life and caregiving weighed heavily on him. Jay Leno's love for performance and passion for cars never waned. After stepping away from The Tonight Show in 2014, he refused to fade quietly into retirement. Rest had never suited him. Instead, he returned to where it all began, on stage, performing stand-up comedy across the United States and Canada. Touring tirelessly, Jay performed over 200 shows a year, demonstrating that his energy, humor, and connection with audiences remained undiminished. Each performance was a reminder of the young man who once nervously approached a microphone in a small club, discovering the joy and power of laughter. But comedy was only one of Jay's enduring passions. For decades, cars had been his private sanctuary, a source of creativity, relaxation, and fulfillment. What began as a hobby evolved into a full-fledged project with the creation of Jay Leno's Garage. Initially aired as a special and later developed into a long-running series on CNBC, the show allowed Jay to combine his love of cars with storytelling, interviews, and comedy. For 7 seasons, he restored classics, shared technical knowledge, and explored the fascinating histories behind each vehicle. The show became a unique blend of entertainment, education, and nostalgia, showcasing Jay's ability to connect with people beyond traditional comedy. His guests ranged from celebrities to car enthusiasts, all of whom were drawn to Jay's warmth, curiosity, and genuine excitement. This venture demonstrated a remarkable aspect of his personality, the ability to reinvent himself while staying true to the passions that define him. Simultaneously, Jay returned to scripted television, portraying the wise and witty mechanic Joe Leonard on Last Man Standing. The role fit perfectly, merging his humor with his love for storytelling and hands-on work. In 2021, he embraced another challenge with the revival of You Bet Your Life, blending playful banter with heartfelt interactions with contestants. Each endeavor underscored Jay's enduring vitality, adaptability, and commitment to entertaining audiences, even as he faced personal hardships at home. Beyond the screen, Jay's voice work also became iconic. From voicing the heroic Crimson Chin in The Fairly OddParents to roles in Billy Beagle and Mickey and the Roadster Racers, he continued to demonstrate versatility, charm, and a connection with younger audiences. In 2019, his appearance on America's Got Talent, hitting the golden buzzer for a young opera singer, showed his respect and encouragement for new talent, reinforcing the idea that mentorship and support were key components of his character. By 2023, Jay returned to NBC as a guest judge on the Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge finale, a symbolic moment blending nostalgia, recognition of his legacy, and the joy of returning to familiar networks that had been central to his career. Through all these projects, Jay balanced the public demands of